It's been a while. Hello, heroes. What does it mean to be a hero? Well, in the fairy tale land of Albion, that is entirely up to you. With a dark threat looming and in a world where your reputation precedes you, your choices will change Albion forever. This is the description of the official Xbox YouTube video for the new Fable teaser. About a week ago, we were finally given a sort of update on the Fable Reboot. For the older viewers of my channel, you will know that I was basically a Fable lore channel back in the day. After a break from Albion, I have returned to explore this teaser trailer, a new teaser trailer 2 years after we received the first teaser trailer. Now, I know there are a lot of people unhappy with this teaser. I will admit, when I first watched it, I did not get that Fable feel from it. I have, however, seen a lot of negativity and clickbaity videos about the main character herself. We are not going to do that here. After a few rewatches, I have changed my mind and I think it was a pretty strong look into the Albion we will visit. There were a lot of smaller things in this teaser that I missed on the first watch, and I want to explore them with you, the Fable fans. This teaser appears to be a combination of rendered and gameplay footage with the user interface hidden, captured on the Xbox Series X. This is so impressive. I can't wait to see what it actually looks like when we get our hands on it. A huge criticism I have seen is that this appeared to be yet another CG trailer, but it is not. This is the game, which I will explain further in. Anyway, let's get on with it.
Oh, we're finally doing this, are we? Because I was going to make a sandwich.
We start with a voiceover from a giant called Dave. If you are British, you will instantly know who this actor is. Richard Ayoade, almost British royalty at this point. He is most commonly known for his role of Moss in The IT Crowd, absolutely one of my favourite shows. This is important, Playground are not messing around. In the original trilogy, we had the voices of Stephen Fry as the lovable Reaver, Zoe Wanamaker as Teresa, and Simon Pegg as Ben Finn, to name just a few. Those voiceovers grounded in the Britishness of Fable. If Richard is the voice used for a teaser, just imagine who else Playground has. Dave is a vegetable enthusiast. This is silly, and it is Fable. We had amazing silly quests in the original trilogy. Beardy Baldy, where the hero had to change his appearance to seemingly go on a date with the daughter of some random guy in Bowerstone. There was Brian in Fable 3, the gnome enthusiast, and there was the quest, The Game, also in Fable 3, in which the hero was shrunk to participate in a Dungeons and Dragons styled board game. These types of quests and people are at the core of what Fable is, silly goofiness in a fantasy world. Dave is asked, what do you think of heroes? And it becomes clear that he does not like heroes. Just like in the original trilogy, depending on the path the hero takes, they are liked or disliked by the vast population of Albion.
Wafting around mythical creatures. And that's what they are. Wafters.
Dave, however, has his own reasons not to like them. He appears to be a giant and I guess could be troublesome to the humans below. As he describes the heroes, we return to a shot I'm sure that everyone is familiar with, the sword from the last teaser in the same location. However, it appears a lot of time has passed between these two shots. The sword in the first teaser was rusted, the handle is worn and used, the gemstone in the center is missing, and the blade is moss covered. There are also skeletal remains around it. In this new teaser, it looks brand new. With this, the first teaser very likely takes place after the second one. The sword could also be important. When the hero touches it, a swirl of energy and magic emanates from it. Following this, we get our first hero shot of our, well, hero. Everybody is watching her, so we can assume that heroes are also viewed as almost celebrities in Albion. We are also back in the original Fable age, the Age of Heroes. No technology in sight. I liked Fable 3 for what it was, but the Age of Heroes and the Age of Enlightenment in Fable 2 were the best times for this sort of story.
Well, we've all seen them, haven't we? Swanning about the place with their disproportionately high cheekbones and comically massive weapons.
Dave passively aggressively explains that heroes have comically high cheekbones and massive weapons, indicating that they are generically attractive and strong. However, when she turns around... Anyway, I would like to think that was a joke made by Playground. This is where the first point of contention comes in. Some fans do not want to look like her. Historically in the series, we have been given the hero to play as, and then we purchase clothing and various other cosmetics to change them. I am still on the fence on how I feel about the character creation system. I liked the hero we were given, but I can see why a player would want to create their own hero to create their own story. Now, one of my favourite things about Fable was that villagers would randomly comment on actions that you did. I accidentally murdered my partner in I think the first Fable, and villagers would randomly shout "murderer" at me. Accidents happen, and we can see here that this is the same.
Wanker.
The majority of the crowd are cheering her on, but she has clearly pissed someone off. The best part about this is the huge crowd's reaction.
Wanker.
Almost in fear that someone has spoken negatively to a hero in public. Now, our first look at combat. We have swords and magic, but no ranged. Will there be guns? Personally, I hope not. The swordplay looks great, however, this small magic section looks like actual gameplay footage, just with the user interface removed. It just looks like the charging section of the spell has been removed. And look, no gauntlets, heroes are back, none of that awful gauntlet explanation for using magic. I hated that. I would like to see spell weaving return though. This forest environment looks stunning, and as one of the bandits is getting cooked, another runs away. Again here, it looks like an actual cutscene from the game as what appears to be a bandit is taken out by, well, whatever that is. I want to say a Balverine, but that does not look like a Balverine. We will get a closer look at this later. Now we're back to Dave. He thinks he is the real hero, but in reality, he is actually pissing off the villagers with his giant pumpkins. I see a quest coming up. Chicken kicking is back. This is Fable.
Yeah, well done.
This is my favourite line. It is so aggressively British. The sarcasm here is incredible. And this is the same guy that was complaining about the giant pumpkin. It appears he is a farmer in most likely a hamlet outside of this main city, and is also frustrated by the hero's actions as well as the giants. Here we get a better look at this fake Balverine. What is it? A Balverine on steroids or a generic werewolf? Finally, the hero and the giant properly interact in his home after she climbs a beanstalk. This is obviously a reference to Jack and the Beanstalk. Again, this on-the-nose fairy tale is one feature of the teaser that frustrated fans. I guess I can see why, but this does not take away the Fable feel already established. This is Playground Games' addition to this legendary series. Throughout this whole teaser, Dave has described heroes in a negative way. He doesn't like them and instantly attacks her. Now, a lot of this is clearly cutscenes and gameplay footage with the user interface removed. You can tell by the way the camera follows her. These are parts of the game. While these do look great, my fear is also in this section. I have a horrible feeling that there will be QuickTime events. I absolutely despise QuickTime events. They take you out of the moment and action.
Oh.
Now, she almost drops the F-bomb here, and personally, I would love this Fable not to censor swearing. The original Fable was pretty adult. I mean, in the child portion of the first game, you catch a man cheating on his wife, and if you tell her, she confronts him and threatens to cut off his, sausage. The teaser ends with the hero having killed or injured the giant, and she sits on his glasses as she eats a sandwich and laughs at chicken in the distance. What does this teaser tell us? Well, there are actually a few hidden things in plain sight in this teaser. From the use of in-game footage and cutscenes, it is clear to me that we were actually shown 3 quests from the game. The first, killing the bandits, the second, killing the fake Balverine, and the third and most highlighted quest, killing the giant. If this Age of Heroes functions in the same way as the original Fable, then anyone can generate a quest card for the services of a hero in the Heroes Guild, that is, if they can pay for it. The farmer is frustrated with the giant creating huge vegetables on his land, and we can see him complaining to the hero here. The hero then creates a beanstalk and fights the giant. This has to be a quest, considering the farmer was shown twice in 2 different locations, and a chunk of the action was shown in this last section of the fight with the giant and avoidance of his attacks. I mean, where did this fire come from? We were not shown how it was generated in the teaser. This is a quest in the actual game. To solidify this, who is this? The farmer is shouting at this man. This is Dave, just not a giant at this moment. He has the same hair, glasses, and clothes. I also checked and no one else wears glasses or the same clothes Dave wears in the rest of this teaser. He is also standing in a defensive position as he is being yelled at. Dave annoyed the farmer. Has Dave used magic to become smaller, or is he actually a human that wanted to be big? He talked about the age of Dave, and what better way to indulge your ego than become huge and plant giant pumpkins to push this agenda of agriculture. He believed that he was the real hero. If I were to guess, the hero doesn't kill him, she just shrinks him again. My final thought is about voiced protagonists. For games like Mass Effect or Dragon Age, I believe it works, but for Fable, personally, no. As of now, until we learn more, I cannot really form an opinion on it, but in my gut, I don't want a voiced protagonist. There was a lot in this teaser. Again, I was not too happy when I first watched it. At this point, I just wanted gameplay footage, unaware that what I thought was CG was actually the game. We all know that this new Fable is going to be a reboot. From this teaser, we can see that it will be a blend of the old and the new. So far, we know we have bandits, potential giants, although I don't think he is a real giant, fairies, and whatever that was. This teaser is very British, and so far has stuck to the core of Fable. Witty, goofy, progressive, and generally silly. This will be one of the best games of potentially next year. I have seen 2024 floating around, and we can only hope it comes that soon. For now, I would like to see how the game actually plays when it is not disguised as a cinematic experience. This was a kind of breakdown of the Fable teaser. If you enjoyed this, then please like, leave your thoughts in the comments section below, and even share it to another Fable fan. If you disagreed or generally dislike this, then also let me know in the comments and leave a dislike. I appreciate you watching this video, regardless of how you felt about it. As usual, I would like to thank my gold tier patrons, the best resistance fighters you could ask for. Jonas, Lewis, Queen Arby, Fluffy the Dragon, Chicken Guy 791, Ruben Mendoza, Duke, Toadnut, Oren X, Azu, Karatana, AJ, Verona, Comfy, and BG Games. Now, what did I miss? What did you think of the teaser? And which is your favorite Fable game? Oh, and what would you like to see next? This is where our story ends. check back next week for a new one.